from Smirnoff, Myers, and Godiva. Please drink responsibly.
The following is a presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are Fox Sports.
The little things have made the difference the past two nights between the Rays and the Yankees. Monday, New York took advantage of some Tampa Bay mistakes to walk to a win. Last night, the Rays found some good karma at the Trop to even the series at 1 game apiece. Tonight, David Price goes to the hill in Game 3 of this pivotal 4-game set. Tonight it is once again our pleasure to welcome you to Tropicana Field. As the Rays homestand continues, this will be Game 3 of a 4-game series between the Rays and the New York Yankees. Boston, with a victory earlier in the day over Baltimore, owns a 2-game lead over New York. The Rays are running third. They are now 7 1/2 games behind in the American League's Eastern Division. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to an evening of Rays baseball with Brian Anderson. I'm Dwayne Statz. Great to have you looking in tonight. We'll be hearing from Todd Callis in just a few moments. Well, when the season started, there was a topic of discussion concerning age about this New York ball club. You can argue that one way or the other, but one thing's for sure. Robinson Cano, coming in 28 years old, is aging, maturing, if you will, into one of the best hitters in baseball.
Yeah, and in fact, Robinson Cano, since he made his major league debut in May of 2005, he has more hits by second baseman than anybody else in Major League Baseball. And you see the numbers right there. A lot of them have come against Rays pitching. 322 career average with damage. The slugging percentage is high. He had the big 2-run home run in last night's game. And really, all you need to know about Robinson Cano and what the Yankees think about him is when Alex Rodriguez is out of the lineup, Robinson Cano, the second baseman, goes into the 4-hole in this very powerful lineup.
And on the mound tonight for the Rays will be the big left-hander David Price. He is 3-1 lifetime against this New York ball club, but it's not as easy as all that, is it?
No, it's not. You know, David Price had a good outing his last time out. He beat the Boston Red Sox. Overall, against the Yankees, the numbers very good. 10 career games, 9 starts. However, not as easy this year. Like you were saying, Dwayne, alluding to the fact that David Price has gone just 10 innings in the 2 starts against the Yankees this year. He doesn't have a record, an ERA over 8, and those 10 innings, he's averaging 5 innings a start. Against everybody else, he averaged 7 innings a start. The Yankees have really made him work, so look for him to try to come out and pound the zone early tonight.
And as we take a look at our Coventry Healthcare pitching matchup, a contrast, David Price, the big lefty, a lot of hard stuff. Freddie Garcia, veteran right-hander, likely to see anything, one of maybe 6 pitches in play from Freddie Garcia. Rays and the Yankees just moments away, and when we come back, Todd Callis has more on the American League East showdown. The Rays taking on the New York Yankees.
On hand, you know it's a big game tonight. The Yankees and the Rays get ready for Game 3 of a 4-game series. Freddie Garcia going against David Price tonight here at Tropicana Field. We look at all the pitchers with a minimum of 20 starts in the American League. There's only 2 guys that have the kind of winning percentage as David Price does, and that includes John Lester and Price against this division. Look at that. Combined 20-5 for Price. He loves the big moments, loves the spotlight. 3.15 ERA. The 2 higher ERAs, as you would imagine, in this division against the Yankees and the Red Sox. Price tonight against New York. It'll be his 3rd consecutive start against either Boston or New York, and Price talks about that challenge.
We're having some tough luck right now out there, but at least it's, we're playing the guys that we're behind right now. So that's good. That gives us a chance to win some of these games and get back on top. So it's, like I said, it's playing the AL East a lot. Gives us a chance, even if we are down, to gain some ground against these guys, and it's all right.
Price is ready to roll. So are we. A little Wednesday night baseball. It is a Web Wednesday when you can email the booth and ask the broadcast. Click on Game Connect on FoxSportsFlorida.com. It's very difficult to read two media guides at once, but somehow Dwayne has figured it out. And BA with the reading glasses, that's a whole new look. So we're ready, guys. Ask the broadcast tonight, right around the corner. First pitch, Dwayne Stats and Brian Anderson with all the action. 2 minutes, 55 seconds, and it'll be David Price against Freddie Garcia. The game will be in high definition. Enjoy, everybody, right here on Sunsport.
And by AT&T. For the Rays, game 3 of this series against the New York Yankees. Rays 2-3 on the current homestand, and they won 3 and dropped 4 in the season series against New York. Here is the starting lineup put together by Joe Girardi for the Yankees. Derek Jeter, followed by Curtis Granderson and Mark Teixeira, with Robinson Cano in the cleanup spot. Nick Swisher, the DH tonight, and Russell Martin will catch, with Andrew Jones in the lineup hitting 7th, playing right field in front of third baseman Eduardo Nunez, and then Brett Gardner hitting 9th and left.
Left-hander David Price making his 21st start of the season, 9-7 record, coming off a win against the Red Sox. 6 innings, gave up 3 earned runs, all solo home runs.
Well, here's Jeter in the first pitch of this game, swung on and fouled out of play. An opening fastball. So we're underway here tonight, right on time at 10 minutes past 7 o'clock. 72 degrees inside Tropicana Field. Jeter sends one up the right side. That's going to slice foul down beyond the bullpen. 0-2. Well, it was this matchup, Price and Jeter, in New York, when Jeter became only the second hitter to belt a home run to collect his 3,000th career hit, and it came off the Rays lefty David Price. Price ahead of him now, 2 strikes. And a ground ball shot up the middle off a fastball. Jeter's aboard. So a base hit.
Well, let's take a look at the Rays defense as it lines up behind David Price. Left to right in the outfield, Sam Fuld, B.J. Upton, and Matt Joyce. Across the infield, third to first, Evan Longoria, Reed Brignac, Sean Rodriguez, and Casey Kochman. Robinson Chirinos once again behind the plate.
And now Curtis Granderson, one of only 2 left-handed hitters this year to hit a home run off David Price. There goes Jeter. The pitch is a strike, and the throw is not in time. Steal number 9 for Jeter.
Well, the Yankees are running more this year than they have in past years. And I'm going to tell you something right now. They are running off of Robinson Chirinos. This is what's going on. You see the footwork there by Chirinos. Still a work in progress. Not as quick as you would like. And the Yankees are taking full advantage of that. You just got to go back to last night to realize that. Jeremy Hellickson, who had given up 4 stolen bases all year.
There's a strike, 0-2.
Gave up 4 last night.
Yep.
And so you know right then and there that they are going to try to take advantage of Chirinos, especially when you have a pitcher of the caliber of David Price on the mound. You figure runs are going to be tough to come by.
Chirinos has been catching only since 2009, a converted infielder. He started that conversion in the Chicago Cubs minor league system and continues that now with the Rays. Up here making his major league debut in this series. 1-2 and a fly ball hit deep to right. That one's going to get out of here. Home run for Curtis Granderson, his 26th home run of the year. And New York takes an early lead on the base hit by Jeter and the home run by Granderson. That's his 10th home run off a left-handed pitcher this year, his 2nd off David Price, and only the 3rd given up by Price to a lefty this season.
That was a cutter by David Price. It never got to the outside corner. And with Granderson being right up on top of the plate, we've seen the Rays take the approach.
There's a strike to Teixeira.
The Rays pitchers have taken the
Chicago Cubs minor league system. And continues that now with the Rays. Up here making his major league debut in this series. 1-2 and a fly ball hit deep to right. That one's going to get out of here. Home run for Curtis Granderson, his 26th home run of the year. And New York takes an early lead on the base hit by Jeter and the home run by Granderson. That's his 10th home run off a left-handed pitcher this year, his second of David Price, and only the third given up by Price to a lefty this season.
That was a cutter by David Price. It never got to the outside corner, and with Granderson being right up on top of the plate, we've seen take the approach.
There's a strike to Teixeira.
The Rays pitchers have taken the approach of trying to jam Granderson because he wants to get extended. David Price throws him a cutter there, allows that extension, gives up the home run.
0-2 now, the count to Teixeira. Well, and the frustrating part in the first two hitters, Jeter was down 0-2 and Granderson down 1-2. And the Yankees quickly have 2 runs. And you saw the look on Jim Hickey's face. That says a lot right there.
That says it all. I mean, there's a cutter moving away from Granderson, and when they don't get where you want them and there's no depth to them, they just become hanging sliders.
2-2 now to Teixeira.
And allowed him to get that extension, to be able to see that cut out of the hand. It stayed out over the plate, thigh high.
And a one-hopper grab by Sean Rodriguez, and the throw to first is in time. Well, and on top of that, the Yankee hitters know, having seen Price twice this year, and they've seen a lot of them in those 5-inning stints he's had, a lot of pitches, and so they know that his secondary pitches have not been his strong suit.
Well, and that right there is living proof. David Price doesn't even trust his own secondary pitches. He's trying to find something that will work, especially to the lefties. He's had good success against lefties. Most of that's on the fastball, but right now the slider kind of gets intermixed with the curveball. Sometimes it's tough to tell them apart. So instead of going to a breaking ball that he feels comfortable with, he goes to a cutter first time through.
Down and away to Robinson Cano.
And that right there is the biggest tip-off, because if David Price had confidence in his slider, that would be the pitch that you would go to. But he doesn't. And that's why you saw the cutter and he got hurt on it.
Little tap to the right side. Rodriguez has this one. And the toss in time to get Cano. So 2 outs now following the explosion of the 2-run home run.
You know, that may be why David Price at some point in the future maybe thinks about just going with one breaking ball, because I think the fact that he throws so many fastballs that, it takes him a while to get to the breaking stuff. And then when you're talking about a slider and a curveball that you're trying to throw, it's like the grips and everything else start to intermix. And, the curveball that he gave up the home run to Derek Jeter for number 3,000 had the tilt and break of a slider, but the speed of a curveball. Everything's in between right now.
Big cut to miss by Swisher, who's been very tough against left-handed pitching this year, hitting .326. Well, it's for that very reason, and better than anyone, having pitched in the big leagues, the point that you were making. It's difficult for a pitcher sometimes to throw both a slider and a curveball. I mean, there are organizations that will just absolutely forbid you to do that.
Yes. Unless you've got a guy like a Freddie Garcia who throws a lot of off speed, that you're throwing it enough to keep it sharp. A guy like David Price, he's going to be in the mid-70s% in fastball. And then you add in a couple of changeups. That doesn't leave very many pitches for breaking balls. And so if you're going to throw a handful, 15, 17 breaking balls in a game, and you're going to go 9 curveballs, 9 fastballs spread out over 7 innings, how sharp is that going to be?
Yep.
Throw 1 an inning.
There's a strike. So the percentages tell you concentrate on one make a decision and concentrate on that one to make it as good as you can make it.
That's what I would do if I was David Price, and I would continue to work on that changeup because he's got the ability to have a very good changeup with the
And
fastball.
at times
and then
we've seen the changeup be good.
Yes.
There's a base hit into right center field. Upton with the pickup. Swisher is aboard. Third hit of the inning. This one comes with 2 outs.
No, this was just a fastball that was elevated out over the plate. It allowed Swisher to just swing level. Let David Price supply the power, get the bat head out there, and when that ball's up, it has a tendency to stay up. You're not going to hit a ground ball on a fastball at your letters most of the time.
And 3-2. I mean, Swisher's looking fastball. And actually hit a pitch out of the strike zone. There's a shot deep to center field. Upton goes all the way to the track and makes the catch as Martin teed off on a first pitch fastball. Hit it a long way, and it was caught by Upton. No one caught Granderson's. A 2-run shot. The Yankees lead by 2. We move into the bottom of the first inning, and the Rays are down by 2, facing Freddie Garcia. They'll have Johnny Damon leading off, followed by Robinson Chirinos up in the 2 spot, hitting in between Damon and the left-handed bat of Casey Kochman. Longoria, Joyce, and Upton down the middle. Bold, Rodriguez, and then Reed Brignac.
He'll make it his 17th start of the season for the Yankees. Right-hander Freddie Garcia, 7-7 record on the year, 3.43 earned run average, giving up a hit an inning.
And the first pitch is a strike call at 35. Garcia having an outstanding year, giving the New York Yankees some innings at the back end of the rotation. A little piece of that one foul. 0-2.
And get used to that, because like you said in the open, Dwayne, Freddie Garcia, he'll throw everything. He'll throw you the fastball. He'll throw you the slider, the split, the curveball, the change, the fosh, and occasionally the meatball.
Fly ball into left. Not too deep, and Gardner's there to make the catch on that one.
Now let's take a look at the Yankee defense, left to right in the outfield. Brent Gardner, Curtis Granderson, and Andrew Jones. Across the infield, third to first, Eduardo Nunez, Derek Jeter, Robinson Cano, and Mark Teixeira. Russell Martin behind the plate.
Yeah, the interesting thing about Garcia, I mean, naturally he's probably going to throw the fastball a little bit more and maybe the slider, but and then everything else on a percentage basis, just take your pick, because it's going to be close in terms of how many times he throws any of the remaining pitches he has.
Well, against the right-handers, he likes fastball, slider, split. Against the left-handers, like you said, he may kick up the rosin bag.
0-1, it's popped up left side, and Jeter, a couple of steps into the outfield, is there for that one. So 5 pitches in, 2 outs.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, because I was doing some studying over here. That looked like that was Robinson Chirinos that just popped that ball up.
Robinson Chirinos hitting second, and the idea is you see the breakout there on Garcia. He's got a left-handed bat in Damon, left-handed bat in Kochman. He wanted to hit them up in the order, so he slides the right-handed bat of Chirinos in between.
Why not Raymond?
That could be next.
I say no guts. I say no guts. He moved Jaso last year to the leadoff spot.
Kochman taking a strike.
Least he could have done is given Chirinos the leadoff spot for a game.
Hey, it's early. He's only been here 3 days.
Right.
And he's up to number 2.
The 2-hole.
So he's headed in the right direction. Hey, the guy got a double his first time up.
Yes, he did.
This is low to Kochman.
I'll tell you what, when you come to the ballpark here at Tropicana Field, get ready for a game, there's always something. There is always something. That's the surprise of the day. And you know he's going to come up with a big hit, too. Mm-hmm. You know it.
Well, there's a method to the Joe Madden madness. This one deep short past Nunez, and Jeter's throws not in time. Kochman has an infield hit. There you go.
Kochman's had a few infield hits this year, especially early in the season. I think that was a play right there where Derek Jeter didn't go after that as aggressively right off the bat, thinking Nunez was going to be able to get there, and he was forced to field that ball deep in the hole, and Kochman always hustling. You see where Jeter had to go, make the long throw without being able to really step into it, and Kochman beats it out.
Yeah, that's his 11th infield hit, which is a team high. So he's at first for Evan Longoria. He needs 4 plate appearances tonight to officially move in among the league leaders, and it's about time because he has been just as consistent as he could be. Casey Kochman came into the game hitting .331. 1-0 the count to Longoria. And a foul ball. He came to the club about the end of the first week of the season and then didn't start to play until about the 3rd week. So he had to make up about 3 weeks of the season in advance in order to get enough to qualify, and he's got a good chance to come out of this game officially among the league leaders.
Yeah, it's amazing that he basically, like you said, didn't get that playing time for the first 3 weeks because, and maybe it's because of all his success so far this year.
There's a base hit lined into left center for Longoria. Kochman's going to go to third. Granderson's throw to second. And the Rays kicking up their heels with 2 outs, putting men at first and third.
I like this little 2-out rally here by the Rays. A couple weak hit little pop-up fly ball, the first 2 hitters, and then an infield hit, and Longoria leans out there. Good contact and rifles the ball out into center field. With 2 outs, obviously, Kochman's running on contact, so he's able to get to third, and the Rays have a chance here.
And Matt Joyce, who's back in the lineup, up here with a chance to do some damage in the first. Matt hitting .292. He takes the first pitch for a strike. Breaking ball.
He prefers the curveball early in the count, Freddie Garcia, against the lefties. Both righties and lefties with 2 strikes, split finger. He's up near 60% with that pitch.
And Joyce is now down 0-2. Well, you know what to expect now.
Yeah, 0-2. Got a runner in scoring position, a little 2-out something working here. Freddie Garcia probably going to go to that split finger and try to finish off Matt Joyce.
Covered up by Martin. 1-2. Well, Joyce fouled the ball off his knee. That was Saturday, and on the next pitch after he gathered himself, you see he went down on that right knee and then hit one out to right on John Lackey. His 13th home run of the year. A 1-2 count. And he's out on strikes. So a couple of 2-out base hits. Joyce strikes out. Rays lead 2 and trail by 2.
Well, we've played 1. The Yankees up by 2. Well, don't miss Friday Fest, presented by Captain Morgan on Friday, August the 5th, when the Rays host the A's. The first 10,000 women, that's right, I said women, Dwayne, women only, receive a collectible Rays t-shirt presented by the St. Petersburg Times, and then let the Go-Go's take you on a vacation after the game as they perform all of their major hits like We Got the Beat, baby.
Vacation with the Go-Go's.
Yeah.
You're talking women. I've heard you talk about that before.
Yeah, well, and it's always a sob story.
1-0 the count.
One of these days it's going to work out.
Pitch is high. 2-0 the count here to the New York right fielder. Yeah, that's going to be a big night. Or is it an afternoon? What time does the game start?
I don't know, but I'm going to have my tickets in the front row. Looking for stragglers.
3 balls, no strikes to count to Jones. Nunez next, and then Gardner. Oh, there's a strike. 3-1. Here's the 3-1. Foul out of play. Jones hitting .211 for the year. 6 home runs, and they've all come against left-handed pitching. Just a little piece of that one off the fastball, a foul ball. The count remains 3-2. Two is popped up. Chirino's back, and he's going to make the catch about halfway to the screen. That's the first out. We'll bring up Eduardo Nunez, the third baseman. Nunez playing third base in the absence of Alex Rodriguez. 1 ball and no strikes. He filled in quite capably, particularly offensively, when Jeter was out. Foul ball back. It's 1-1. He's an aggressive hitter. Chopped out to second. Sean Rodriguez. 2 gone.
Oh, there was that slider. That could even been the curveball. Sometimes it's hard to tell, but that had good break down. He kept it away from Nunez. 81 miles an hour. That's the kind of pitch, the kind of breaking ball that you're looking for from David Price.
2 outs. Here's another look at that.
Trying to backdoor. A little bit harder now. That had the slider break to it.
Now he faces the left fielder, Brett Gardner. David Price making his 21st start. Pitch is down. 1-0 coming off Friday's outing against Boston when the Rays beat the Red Sox 9-6. He pitched 6 innings in that game, but made 121 pitches. It's a season's high for him. His career high is 122.
Well, that's something that the Boston Red Sox lineup known to do. Yankees, same way. They want to get into the bullpen early, have good at-bats, run up pitch counts, foul off tough pitches.
And a broken bat, look out. Roller up the first base side, and the bat wound up right underneath the feet of David Price on the mound. That barrel into the bat, but helicoptering back to the mound. That's going to be a base hit for Gardner. And again, the exploding bats, and we continue to see those toward the stands all over the field, and that one right back at the Rays pitcher David Price.
Yeah, well, and we've seen that a lot with David Price. 2 or 3 times he's had the bat head go right. He had the one that glanced right off the top of his head. And here again, look at that thing flipping up at him. I'm telling you something right now. Goodness, I know they're continuing to study it, and it must be a 10-year type of study. But, I mean, look at that thing. The edge of that thing flipping right back through there. Someone, I'm telling you, is going to get stuck.
Runner takes off, pitches a strike, and the throw not in time, and the Yankees are just going to run until they're stopped tonight.
This is the same. The Yankees are taking the approach against the Rays and Robinson Chirinos as the Rays do against Boston catching, where it is just a track meet. They established that fact last night, and so far tonight, Jeter, now Gardner, they're just going to continue to do it.
30th steal for Gardner. The pitch is a strike on the inside corner. 0-2. Strike 3 call. Jeter caught looking to retire the side. Couldn't pull the trigger on a 97-mile-per-hour fastball. It's 2-0 New York. We got to the bottom of inning 2. It's a 2-0 game. B.J. Upton standing in there to lead off the inning for the Rays against Garcia. And the breaking ball just kept breaking away, and Upton bounced it off the end of the bat. Strike 1.
Well, this Rays lineup is going to have to be patient. Freddie Garcia doesn't have that power stuff like he used to have. He's going to go in there, flip stuff up there, sliders, curveballs, try to lull you to sleep.
1-1.
Get ahead of you and then come with that split finger out of that tall frame, try to get you to chase that pitch. I mean, that's the way he goes now. Moves the ball around and just tries to frustrate a hitter.
Down and away. It's 2-1. Coming off a 5-inning stint his last time out in Toronto, and really his worst outing of the year. He gave up 6 runs in a 7-1 loss.
Yeah, that was also
a strike. 2-2.
And also a game where he walked 4 in that game, and that's only significant because he'd only walked 5 in his previous 5 starts. So he makes you put the ball in play.
Look at the difference when he's ahead in the count. It's an advantage, obviously, for a pitcher to be ahead in the count. It's a 108-point advantage for him.
Well, that's what brings that split finger into play. I mean, overall, he throws that pitch, I mean, right around the mid-20s in percentage. But however, when he's ahead and with 2 strikes, that thing skyrockets into the 50s.
And he strikes out Upton. Strikeout number 2.
Well, in tonight's game and all season long, Tires Plus will donate $100 to the Pediatric Cancer Foundation for every Tampa Bay Rays home run televised on Sun Sports and Fox Sports Florida.
Sam Fole getting a start in left field against Garcia. Pitch is a strike. Nunez in at third base and on the turf. One and one. Breaking ball. Two balls and a strike. Freddie Garcia is 8-2 lifetime against the Rays, and they really have not seen a lot of him lately. He made a start last year when he pitched for the White Sox against them. 2-2 the count. But that's the only time he's faced the Rays over the last 5 years.
Yeah, how about that? I mean, and he hasn't made 30-plus starts in a season in 5 years. 2006. I mean, 33 starts that year. Went 17-9. And since then, it's been piecemeal. Few here, few there.
Chopper right side. Cano to his left. Grabs it and makes the toss. So a strikeout and a ground out. 2 up, 2 down. And then we'll get Sean Rodriguez up there. The Rays 3-4 against New York in the season series, and they, for the most part, on average anyway, been really low-scoring games. Rodriguez takes a strike. 2 one-run games so far in this series. Yankees winning the first game 5-4. The Rays winning last night 3-2. 1-1 the count. Joe Madden and the Yankee skipper Girardi matching wits here in this series. High fly ball. Left center field. Gardner is there. 3 up, 3 down. We're headed into the third. It's 2-0 New York. 2-0 we go to the third. Just a reminder, be on the lookout for the Miller Lite Taste Greatness moment coming up later in tonight's game. Curtis Granderson up here. The first pitch of the inning is low. A fastball from David Price. One and one. Granderson hit a home run off Price here at Tropicana Field back in the middle of May. And then he hit one tonight in the first inning. So he has 2 this year off Price. This is that one to take the count to 2-2. The first one he hit in May was a fastball at 97, and he turned it around. Hit the cutter out. 2-2, and he's in a pretty select company right now as he's up there 3-2. Only 3 left-handed hitters have connected for home runs off David Price. We'll see another 3-2 pitch here.
Yeah, and where have you seen the last 3? The fastball in on the hands of Curtis Granderson. I mean, that is where the Rays want to get him out. They want to pound. I think that's, you saw the look on Jim Hickey's face after that home run was given up. I think he went back out there and said, get in there.
And strike 3 call. Throws it on the fastball. And that is out number 1. So let's go to Todd Callis now. Todd?
Dwayne, a whole new system to email your questions on our website Wednesday. Ask the broadcast. Go to Game Connect after you log on to FoxSportsFlorida.com. Our first 2 questions are about the quick pitch from Joel Peralta last night and during the course of the year. He tries that. Colin and Helen want to know what constitutes a quick pitch and why didn't last night's pitch count, guys? All
righty. Mark Teixeira's up there with the count of 1 strike, and now he lofts a high popper left side. Longoria crossing the line and in foul territory makes the catch. Well, let's take a look at what happened last night with Joel Peralta on the hill.
Usually Peralta will come set and then kick and throw. Here he just goes. Picks the leg up and goes. Ed Rapuano right there called no pitch, but not because of what Peralta did on the mound.
Yeah, it was not a quick pitch as it turns out. Now, he will occasionally, speaking of Peralta, use what appears to be a quick pitch. But Rapuano said afterwards that he was not ready, and so he waved the pitch off. There's a strike to Cano. Technically speaking, if it's a quick pitch, the pitcher delivers the ball before the hitter's ready, and an umpire at his discretion can rule out a quick pitch and charge the pitch as a ball up the middle, and the play made by Brignac to take care of Robinson Cano. So a quick third. We'll be back in just a moment. 2-0 New York.
Well, we head into the bottom of the third inning. Rays down by 2. Well, tonight's game is available in Espanol via secondary audio programming brought to you by Coventry Healthcare of Florida. That would be SAP for short, if you're nasty. And we know that you are.
Is that collectively or just individually? Breaking ball here taken, and that's a strike.
Anybody who's within earshot.
Brignac followed by Damon and then Chirinos. Blow it away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Drifted toward left center. Granderson and Gardner. And Gardner comes in to take it. And Granderson had a little trouble again with the roof here at Tropicana Field.
Yes, he did. I mean, he went back. He does not pick the ball well up or up well, either one. I don't speak so well. But here, look at, you see right here, the arms start to go out again. You see the change of direction. Fortunately, in this case, for the Yankees, Brett Gardner is there, but Curtis Granderson is struggling picking that ball up off the bat when it's high to center.
Johnny Damon shoots it foul up the right side toward the bullpen. Here's Granderson last night. The Rays managed to score a couple runs in the 7th. This was a big part of it.
I mean, that was as routine and everyday fly ball as you can get in the big leagues.
Line drive and a base hit into center field by Johnny Damon. Damon picking up his first hit of the night. For the Rays, hit number 3. Damon having a little fun down there with George Hendrick in the aftermath of that foul ball that wound up in the Rays bullpen. George had to move out of the way of that. So I'm sure George was giving him a bit of his opinion of what he was doing with that line drive. Here's Chirinos. It's a strike. Chirinos popped out to the shortstop Jeter his first time. Look at the first pitch strikes for Garcia. 10 out of 11.
You remember that graphic too, ahead and behind in the count, the difference in the batting average. That is a very important statistic for Freddie Garcia, to get ahead and to stay ahead.
Chirinos started to go, but check.
That shouldn't have mattered. I mean, that was a breaking.
Thought he had a strike.
Well, so did I, and anybody else. The pulse.
Well,
I mean, here it is. This is a break. I mean, that's a strike.
Pretty good pitch right there. Foul ball. It's 1-2 of the scouting report on the plate umpire, Dan Iasonia, is that that strike zone is a little tough low and it's a little bigger high.
With a very, very slow resting heart rate.
At least low. So the strike zone opens up high, not so much low. Swing and a miss. Chirinos out on strikes. Strikeout number 3 for Garcia.
Well, off speed. You see the split grip. You see the tumbling action moving down and away from Chirinos. I mean, if you're a Rays hitter, you can bet with 2 strikes, Freddie Garcia, you are going to see a split. And when he throws his good one, it's not a strike. Problem is, it stays in the strike zone for a long time, so he is able to get guys to commit to it.
Yeah, and what a great shot that is, that replay. To slow that down, you see that tumbling action. Now Casey Kochman. Breaking ball is in there to start him for a strike. Well, let's see, Casey at 333 right now. So coming in, looking to get enough plate appearances to be listed officially among the league leaders. I think he'd be 3rd overall. Damon's at first. How about that right now? Just behind Adrian Gonzalez and a point up on Jose Bautista. He's 2nd in the American League. 1-1 the count. Rays left 2 men on in the first inning and a 1-2-3 inning in the second, and now a runner at first with 2 outs in the third. It's only Jose Reyes and Adrian Gonzalez ahead of Kochman overall in the majors. Pitch away. 2-1. Garcia with the White Sox last year was 12-6, made 29 starts with a .464 earned run average, and wound up signing with the New York Yankees this year and pushed his way into their rotation. Ground ball headed up the middle, base hit. Down to second base goes Damon. Casey Kochman 2 for 2 tonight. Casey with 2 more hits.
Now Kochman, you've seen his ability to hit the ball to all fields. He takes this one right back up the middle, hits it hard. And again here with 2 outs, the Rays, a runner in scoring position and another opportunity.
Here's Evan Longoria. Evan had a base hit in the first. Catches the outside corner. Or thereabouts.
Yeah, this pitch was off. Close, but off. Here we go.
The 0-1. Now Evans down in the count. Boy, what a difference that first pitch strike makes.
Yeah. Well, he, like I said, that split finger, he loves to use it ahead in the count and with 2 strikes. Look at it, just kind of knuckle and just die at the end. That was almost more of a fork ball. Didn't have quite the tumbling action as the previous one that we had in Foxmall. Just as effective.
In the dirt, covered up by Russell Martin. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Out on strikes. Well, he gets ahead of you and it makes it very difficult. Rays leave 2 and trail 2-0. 2-0. We're headed into the 4th. New York leads this game. Time to take a look at our AT&T trivia question. Who gave up Wade Boggs' 3,000th hit on August 7th, 1999? Here's Nick Swisher. First pitch is in there for a strike.
How many games are we in now? Game number 96. That was the 4th one that I've known. That I know for sure.
Way to go. Oh, ground ball, base hit through the hole in the left between Brignac and Longoria. Swisher 2 for 2 tonight.
And the only reason I know that is because we watch it almost every day now.
Well, as we know, Wade hit a home run. He was the first. Jeter, only the second man in the history of the game with 3,000 hits and a home run.
And guess who was there for both of them?
There might have been more than just.
Well, guess who was official in an official capacity?
Russell Martin. The pitch inside. 1 ball, no strikes.
I mean, you had the distinct honor of calling both of those.
It's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
And
the further you get away from it, it humbles you.
And you're right. It is an honor, privilege.
Don't sprain anything, patting yourself on the back.
No, it's humble by it. 1 ball, no strikes. Things happen when you show up. Pitch is high. Be on time and run hard to first base.
I mean, really?
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah.
That'll
I mean,
work.
and you know what? Unfortunately, some players you see out there, they don't do that. I mean, how many bats are you going to get tonight? 3, 4, 5? Least you could do is every one of them, you put the ball in play, bust your butt down to first base.
Down to third. Longoria takes it to Rodriguez for 1. Kochman for 2. 5-4-3 on the double play.
I'll tell you what, the Rays are so good at turning these double plays. Here's your checkers double of the game. Evan Longoria comes up with the ball, of course, gives the good feed, and Sean Rodriguez, who loves to hang in there and make the nice turn, the good throw over to Kochman. There it is, your checkers double of the game. 2 quick outs. And a Swisher barreling down on Rodriguez. And I talked to Sean about that and asked him about his willingness to stand in there, and he said, hey, that's the way that I was taught to play the game. Yeah, I've got a strong lower half, and I know that, you know, to be effective, I've got to go there to that bag and hang in there to get the out, make the proper feed, no matter who's coming in on me.
1-1 to count to Andrew Jones. Well, his dad is a baseball guy. He's been an instructor, was in the Yankee system for a long time, manages in the Cardinal system. Johnny Rodriguez, and so I mean, we talked about Sean, really the strength that he has, lower body.
Yeah. Yeah, you want to get aggressive and slide into those, you know, those legs. Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck. You better go low and flip him. And he doesn't mind being flipped. He said, hey, that's part of the game.
There's a strike.
But he's not your 1970s second baseman you can knock out into left field. Swung a wet newspaper from both sides.
3-2 is lifted into center field. Jay Upton's there waiting and makes the catch. No runs, a hit. Nobody left. We got to the bottom of the 4th, 2-0 New York. We go into the home half of the 4th. Rays are down 2-0. And let's get the answer to our AT&T trivia question. What pitcher gave up Wade Boggs' 3,000th hit back in 1999? And a fellow lefty, Chris Haney.
All right, for the 17th time in the last week, here it is. Hanging breaking ball. See you later. Cue dad. And cue kiss home plate. Yeah.
Producing and directing.
Well, home plate. There we go. Love it. Love it.
Matt Joyce leading off here in the bottom of the 4th. Two balls, no strikes to count. Joyce, Upton, and Fold due up. Joyce up in the count, 3-0. Three and one. Now it's back full. Garcia originally signed with the Houston Astros out of Venezuela. And a swing and a miss. He comes back to strike out Joyce. Strikeout number 5. Let's check in now with Todd.
All right, next question comes to us on our Game Connect, FoxSportsFlorida.com, and a lot of fans want to know about B.J. Upton with a trade deadline coming up. Jake, Jonathan, Brandon, amongst the others, want to know, do you guys think B.J. Upton will be traded? Back to you.
Well, the answer to that is we don't know. Next question. Here is B.J. Upton. Pitch off the mitt. Martin, 1 ball, no strikes. And that, you know, that's a good question. It's something that's on the minds of fans and all of us. I thought Andrew Friedman in his time on the pregame was pretty good about all of those questions. Will they try to add somebody to help the club or not? Will they help someone who would be for this year only? And you know, his responses are measured and they make sense in that, well, they wouldn't give up as much. And if you're not going to give up as much, then that lowers the probability of making a deal. I guess you could extrapolate that. But I mean, he really has a juggling act between today and the distant future. And BJ going to be part of a deal? I guess it's always a possibility, but nothing that we know of. Jones takes care of the fly ball to right. I say we. I don't know if I can speak for you. I'm reluctant to do that.
When you're done with your filibuster, I'm going to jump in.
Jump in?
Yeah, you answered it right off the bat. We don't know. Have no idea what's going on. I'm sure that Andrew Friedman has his, you know, poker in a lot of different fires and trying to figure out something. But the one thing that I do know is that there is a trade made and B.J. Upton is to leave this squad, Todd Callis will be going with it. It will be a package deal. That much I can assure you.
Okay. There you go. So all the more reason that BJ should stay. So TK could stay.
Keep the team stronger.
Yeah.
All around. Be tough too, because right now leading the team in home runs, RBIs.
Yeah, he's 7th in the league in stolen bases.
Been hitting the ball very well the last month.
Sam Foles fouls it out of play.
You know, so if you're thinking about, the rate of return on B.J. Upton right now, if you're Andrew Friedman, is going to have to be pretty high, because this is a guy that can help you. And if you think you're going to stay in the race the rest of the year and you plan on doing that, this is a guy, like I said, leading the team in home runs, RBIs, can steal bags, play great defense, and is hot lately.
Liner up the right side. That's going to be in there for a base hit. Called on his way to second. He'll make it easily with a stand-up double. Cole collecting his 16th double of the year. Well, the Rays have put together a couple scoring opportunities, this being the third, but they've all come with 2 outs.
Now this is the split. Doesn't quite get out of the zone, and Fold is able to get that ball off the end of the bat. And you see it's kind of a limp little line drive there. That's what allows Sam Fold hustling all the way to get into second base, and the Rays once again, third time, the 2-out scoring chance.
Sean Rodriguez. Strike 1.
Now that's a snapshot right there of Freddie Garcia and how he frustrates hitters. Throws a curveball, not overly sharp, but the speed so slow, it's just hard to wait on.
The 0-1. Swing and a miss, ball popping away. Bull will advance to third ahead of the throw. Split down. That's going to be a wild pitch, allowing Bull to advance.
Well, Sam Fold being aggressive. Here it is, the 0-1 split, the swing and the miss. This ball didn't end up real close here to Russell Martin. Probably should have just ate that. That was just kind of a waste of a throw. The only thing that can happen there is something bad.
The 0-2 and a swing and a miss. Rodriguez out on strikes. That's 6 of them for Garcia. No runs, a hit. Man left at third. 2-0 through 4, New York. 2-0 the score. We're headed into the 5th inning tonight. We're at Tropicana Field, 3rd game of the series. Eduardo Nunez leads off for New York, and the pitch is low. The Yankees got both their runs back in the 1st on the Jeter base hit, and a home run from Curtis Granderson. That's it in the scoring department. Each team with 5 hits. Line drive into center, and Upton charges and makes the grab. 1 away. That ball and that play by Upton appeared to be routine, but as simple as that seems, that is not an easy play. It's difficult when a ball hit right at you in center, and BJ made it look very easy.
To get that good initial break off the bat. You see BJ reads it, runs in, and just makes the catch. He plays a shallow center field. Has that ability to go back on balls very well with plus speed. And I'll tell you what, he's got a very good arm out there in center field, and when he stays down and through his throws and tries to keep him head high, he can really launch a baseball. Some hair on him.
2-0 the count to Brett Gardner. Gardner now with 30 stolen bases, leading the league. So he's a guy you want to keep off the bases. The Yankees have been running the last couple nights. They've now with 2 steals tonight, they have 94 for the year. And Gardner walks on 4 pitches. 1 out pass. Time to take a look at the coming Rays schedule, brought to you by Just for Men Hair Color. Wrap up game of the series tomorrow. James Shields and CC Sabathia before the Rays hit the road. As we look forward to the upcoming Rays schedule, you can live forward with Just for Men Hair Color.
Now, what pitch do you figure that Brett Gardner's going to go on? You know they're going to send him. Could be a hit and run here. Derek Jeter's a good ground ball candidate. You figure the Yankees are going to put something on it.
Gardner had a steal in the 1st game of the series. He had 2 steals last night, has a steal tonight. 1-0 the count to Derek Jeter. Jeter caught looking on a fastball in the 2nd inning. Gardner back in. Starting to stop, swing and a miss. The count is 1-1.
Now that could have been an abort the mission by Brett Gardner. Didn't like the jump that he got, so he throws the brakes on.
Strikes. Jeter out in front that time. Jeter, who was caught looking on a 97-mile-per-hour fastball in the 2nd, had fastball on his mind right there. And on that off speed, he was out in front. One-two. Get over to first. Gardner back. Girardi in his 4th year as the manager of the Yankees. Jeter fouls it out of play. He's the 3rd youngest manager in the majors behind Manny Acta and Eric Wedge. Runner at first with one out. All 2 strikes. One hop to short. Brinyak Rodriguez 1, Kochman 2. 6-4-3 on the double play. We'll go into the Rays half of the inning. The Rays still down. It's a 2-0 contest. Run. That came in the first 6 pitches of the game. Freddie Garcia has held the Rays to no runs on 5 hits with 6 strikeouts and no walks through 4. Reed Brinyak opens the bottom of the 5th inning. Lifts a high fly ball toward the line and right. Jones is there and makes the catch. Will be the first out of the inning, and we'll check in again with Todd Callis.
Dwayne, our next question on FoxSportsFlorida.com. Clicking on the Game Connect for our Ask the Broadcast booth. Matthew said he heard the scouting report on Garcia, and he heard about a fosh ball. He was wondering what a fosh ball is, guys.
Well, he also probably heard about a meatball. Here's the pitch. A little high to Damon. 1-0. Now, here's what I've always heard, BA.
Yep.
That Ray Miller, who was the great pitching coach for the Baltimore Orioles, when Mike Boddicker was over there. Boddicker, a right-hander who threw all kinds of pitches, not unlike Garcia, he threw a great changeup. And I had heard that actually the fosh ball was dubbed that by Ray Miller because it was a combination. I think Miller originally called it a push ball because it was a combination, an off-speed pitch between a fork ball that Boddicker pushed out of his release, out of his hand. Line drive into center and a base hit. Damon is on. And from that, it evolved into a fosh ball. I guess fosh sounds better than push. I don't know. But that's one of the stories I had heard about that pitch. That dates back to the early 80s, I guess. Have you ever seen one?
I've not seen one. I know that guys throw them. Some guys don't. and it's claimed that they do.
Yeah. So there you are.
Yeah, it's an off-speed pitch that is very, very rarely used. Kind of wedge it in between the fingers, deep into the hand. You keep the fingers open. So I come up with my baseball and we'll
Chirinos up here now. Robinson Chirinos. Yep. A ball, no strikes. You know, another guy who supposedly threw that you may have run across, Al Nipper. Do you know Al?
I did not know Al.
Okay. He spent some time in Cleveland and with the Red Sox and the Cubs. Runner goes and the pitch is lifted into center, left center. Granderson there to make the catch, and boy, Gardner came charging over there. Given the history the last couple nights of Granderson having trouble reading the roof here. And boy, Gardner was going to be right there just in case.
Yeah, he did. He came hustling over Kelly Leak style, going to try to take everything. You see Granderson having to stiff arm him and say, listen, I got it. At the last minute, Gardner gets out of the way. But yeah, you can't blame him for being aggressive coming over there. 2 fly balls in the last 2 nights that Curtis Granderson had just completely lost.
Well, here's Kochman. Casey is 2 for 2. Pitch is low. Ball and no strikes. Casey singled in the first. Got a base hit to center field in the third.
I'm telling you, Purple Power is going to take him right. It's going to take him right under that leaderboard.
Purple is the royal color.
Yes, it is.
Damon back in at first. One ball, one strike. Well, Adrian Gonzalez started the day at 337. And Casey started the day at 331. Right now he's hitting 336. So he's pushing Adrian Gonzalez. And that one's going to be a fair ball. Extra bases down into the left field corner. Damon will be stopped at third. It's a double for Casey Kochman. He is 3 for 3. Casey's 19th double of the year. So Casey pushing his way up the ladder in the American League batting title chase. Getting enough plate appearances to qualify here in this game tonight.
Yeah, what did we say about Casey Kochman? The reason for his success. He is willing to hit the ball to all fields. How about taking this breaking ball that's elevated away from him and just putting it down the left field line? Johnny Damon here, 2 outs. He's hustling. He wants to give it a go, but Brett Gardner actually came up with a good throw there. He kept it low, the trajectory low, which is going to get it into the infield quicker. And the Yankees would have had a good chance to cut down Johnny Damon if he would have tried to score on that play.
Well, here's Evan Longoria with a chance, 2 men in scoring position. And again, the Rays have a 2-out threat. That's been the theme all night. There's a strike. They had men at first and third, 2 outs in the first, left him. Men at first and second, 2 outs in the third, left him. A man at second and then third on a wild pitch with 2 outs in the fourth and left him. Second and third, 2 outs in the fifth.
You better cash in at some point before those opportunities dry up.
Evan just a piece of it and fouling it 0-2. And a tough place to be behind in the count against Freddie Garcia.
Yes, it is, because now Freddie Garcia has everything at his disposal. Loves the split. He could try a surprise pitch.
Little conference with Russell Martin as catcher.
He's throwing some good breaking balls to Evan Longoria. But right now there's a lot going on the mind of Evan Longoria. What he needs to do is obviously down in the count 0-2. Just look to put the ball in play. We saw how important that was last night, putting a couple balls in play and getting some runs.
Into the dirt, blocked by Martin.
And you better believe that when Freddie Garcia is out on the mound, Russell Martin is in high alert all the time because of that split finger. A lot of those are going to end up in the dirt. So you better have a catcher back there that is willing and talented enough to use good technique and make good blocks.
The 1-2. Evan fouls it. It's out of play, forcing another 1-2 pitch. So Kochman at second and Damon at third, setting up this run scoring opportunity with 2 gone. Casey's now up to a solid 338 with the 3 for 3 night. Adrian Gonzalez went 4 for 5 today. 1-2. Swing and a high fly ball back into deep center. That's going to send Granderson back to the track to the wall. He makes the catch. Slamming into the wall. He comes up with the baseball. A long drive by Longoria. And a frustrating finish to the bottom of the fifth for the Rays. They leave 2 men in scoring position as Longoria hit it deep to center. Granderson caught it, slamming into that center field wall. And through 5, it's still 2-0 New York. It remains a 2-0 game. On to the 6th inning we go. Curtis Granderson, who just made that catch, leads off the inning. And the pitch is a strike. So Granderson, with all the trouble he's had tracking fly balls against the roof, got back on that long drive by Longoria and made the catch as he slammed into the wall. A 1-1 count to the New York center fielder. 2-1. Fouled off his foot. Down goes Granderson.
Kind of been funny if his last name was Frazier.
What are you saying?
That just would have been a good call. Down goes Frazier. That hit right off the calf, similar to where Ben Zobrist got hit.
Yeah, and Ben, we saw him before the game, had that wrapped and tried to keep the swelling down, but he did have some swelling. Foul ball. So the count is still 2-2. Joe Madden saying he would be available to pinch hit.
That's the problem with that part of the body. There's nowhere for the swelling to go. I mean, it just puffs up and it restricts the muscles.
Swing and a miss. Granderson a little late on the fastball. 1 out in the 6th. Let's go to Todd.
All right, Dwayne, Casey Kotchman with those 3 hits. He has been waiting to qualify for the batting title for a while now. This is his 38th straight start, so he's finally caught up. He needs just 1 more plate appearance. As you can see, he was now 1 shy. We'll tell you about our text poll after the first pitch to Mark Teixeira. It involves Kotchman, and it's this. Where do you think Casey's going to end up at the end of the year in the AL batting race? Win the Crown TB1, top 5 TB2, top 10 TB3, or outside the top 10 TB4. Text your votes to 789-789, standard message, and data rates apply, guys.
All righty. Well, as we mentioned, he's up to 338. And Adrian Gonzalez, who went 4 for 5 today, is up to 343. Casey 3 for 3 tonight. David Price behind Teixeira. 3 balls and a strike. Well, the Rays have out-hit New York 7-5, but they trailed 2-0. And a high fly ball toward the right field corner. That's a fair ball. Bounces 1 hop off the wall. And Teixeira heads into second with a double. Teixeira picks up a 2-base hit.
Well, this is one of those fly balls you really can't defend. You're not looking for this. This is down and away. Teixeira reaches with the swing and just hits a fly ball right down the right field line. Matt Joyce running over there to get to it. He's not going to be able to. The ball stays in play. Teixeira ends up with a 1-out double. Not much you can do about that. A quality pitch by David Price, just hit into the right spot by Teixeira.
Now it'll be Robinson Cano. He's 0 for 2 against Price tonight. And misses the fastball. Strike 1. He came into this game hitting over 340 against left-handed pitching.
Well, he does a nice job of staying in there. He keeps that front shoulder buried. Doesn't pull off like a lot of lefties tend to do. He stays with that up the middle approach and is quick enough to get to the ball in. Unless it's up and in the mid to upper 90s. And everybody has trouble with that one.
Yeah, who's quick enough to do that?
Yeah. This is a good pitch here by David Price, keeping that ball up around the shoulders, in. Not much you can do with that.
And even though it turns out to be a ball, There are a couple of things that work there. Number one, you've got to make up your mind so fast, and you see that ball up there. You see it, then you don't, and he's out on strikes as Price went right back up there.
Yeah, smart pitching there by David Price, recognizing the fact that Robinson Cano was having trouble with that fastball up in the zone. You're right, you see the whole baseball. It looks big. It looks like you can get on top of it and hit it, but the velocity combined with the fact that that's up around the shoulders, your brain's lying to you.
So 2 outs with Teixeira at second base and a conference on the hill with Jim Hickey out there before Price faces Swisher. Swisher's 2 for 2 tonight and 8 out of 18 lifetime against David Price. So that warrants a little conversation out there between Hickey and Price.
Yeah, that's the old the pitching coach. You know, you give up a home run, he comes in and asks you, you know, what the pitch was and how did you hold it, and you show him and he said, yeah, okay, don't ever hold it like that again. That's what he's saying. How are you pitching this guy? Well, I want to go down in a way, and then okay, yeah, well, don't pitch him like that anymore. He's 8 for 18. 2 for 2 tonight.
And the pitch is a strike with hard stuff. Now Price has had a good pitch count tonight. He had 70 through 5. And he's quickly ahead of Swisher.
Boy, what a nice sequence so far. First pitch fastball in, strike 1, and then how about the backdoor curveball? Strike 2. High quality by David Price.
Put away, fastball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Swisher's numbers against Price in his career. Missed inside. Fastball takes the count to 2-2.
Well, he tries to close him out with the fastball in, go right back where he started. This one just a little bit in off the plate. Let's see how close it was.
Now we go 3-2. Off speed there. Teixeira is on second. 2 outs. Price to Swisher, and he pops him up. Foul ball right side. Kotzman digging hard. He's there to make the catch. He got the fastball in on him and popped him up in foul territory. No runs, 1 hit, and a man left on base. That takes care of New York in the top half of the inning. Rays coming in to hit. Bottom of 6, 2-0 New York.
Well, experience a Rays game from the all-inclusive Whitney Bank Club, offering extraordinary seating and luxurious lounge and dining areas. The Whitney Bank Club features an upscale full-menu buffet and inclusive drink options. Call 888-FAN-RAYS or go to RaysBaseball.com to purchase tickets or just to find out a little more about the Whitney Bank Club.
Here's Matt Joyce looking at a strike. The bottom of the 6th inning is underway. Joyce 0 for 2. Freddie Garcia has fanned him twice tonight. It is out in front of him here. No balls, 2 strikes.
Well, you can really see Freddie Garcia on that pitch take a lot off. Matt Joyce, an aggressive hitter. Take advantage of that. Watch this thing just pull the string on it.
And Joyce is out. Martin down to first to complete the putout.
Well, I was actually talking about the previous pitch, but kind of worked with that one too. Another split. This one he takes a little further down in the zone. The swing and the miss, and you saw Matt Joyce there on the run to first, noticeably limping on that right knee. Here's where he pulls the string, keeps it somewhat in the zone, gets the swing, And then how about this? You just take it a little bit lower. How far are you willing to go, Matt Joyce? And then as Matt Joyce gets down close to first base, his limp was noticeable.
B.J. Upton goes after the first pitch, popping it into shallow center, and that ball will be caught by Cano. And boy, Granderson had trouble again.
I'm going to tell you something. This is getting to the point where you may need to take Curtis Granderson out of the game late in the game if it's close. I mean, he cannot find the ball in this room. This is not Robinson Cano's baseball right here. One of the outfielders, notably Curtis Granderson, needs to take charge. He should not have to make a catch like that. And you could see Cano, the look on his face wasn't very happy. Like, fellas, get it together.
Sam Fold takes the pitch for a strike. Well, you saw Gardner race over into center field last inning. And now Cano makes an over-the-shoulder back to the infield catch here in the 6th. Back to the hill. Garcia with a toss to first. Fold is out. The Rays are up and down 1-2-3 through 6, 2-0 New York.
On Sunday, August 7th, when we play the Oakland A's. For tickets, visit RaysBaseball.com.
2-0 Yankees as we head to the 7th inning. Question coming from John on our website Wednesday. Asked the broadcast as Russell Martin leads off against David Price. John wants to know, especially for BA, when you have a catcher like Robinson Chirinos that teams might run on, does that affect the starting pitcher when he gets a guy on base? Guys?
All right, Russell Martin, 1 strike to count to him. That's pitch number 91 for David Price. The Yankees have been a running team in this series, as they have been all year.
Yeah, well, to answer that question, it absolutely affects you. I mean, if you've got a catcher back there that you know that teams are going to take liberties with, then that changes how you're going to.
Kochman after this one, and it comes back, stays in play, and he makes the grab for the out.
That changes how the approach that you're going to take with the runner on base. I mean, you're going to have to take more of the onus upon yourself to control the running game, and that's where a guy like David Price, being a left-handed pitcher, can really help himself by developing a good pickoff move. And you know that really, if you're going to be a left-handed starter in any league, I don't care if it's high school, college, minor leagues, major leagues, it doesn't matter. You should have a good pickoff move. It's such a weapon, and you can control the running game before the game even starts. I mean, teams just won't run on you because of your move.
Here's Jones against the shift, and he hits it to Brignac, so he's out of there.
But to just wrap that up, whether you're a right-handed, left-handed pitcher, especially righties, I guess, you just have to change up your times, your rhythms. You have to hold the ball a little bit longer, hold and step off. You're going to have to throw over more. What it ends up doing is it divides your mind up a little bit, where you're going to have to pay more attention to that runner and change up your routine in order to slow down the running game. And sometimes that can affect the quality of your pitches, but certainly if you know they're going to run, you've got to be able to do something about it.
There's Nunez, the third baseman. The first pitch is a strike. Nunez is grounded out and lined out.
You know, just to take that a step further, you know, you think about a pitcher like James Shields. I mean, most teams going into that game say, boys, when you're over there on first base, you keep the lead short, you're not going anywhere, he'll pick you off. He's got quick feet, he's accurate to the bases, and James Shields is one of the few right-handers in the game of, you know, baseball, the major league level, that can control a running game before it starts.
Yep.
I mean, at 6:30, that other team already knows we're not running tonight. Shields is on the mound. His move is too good. He'll come over at any time during the stretch. So keep the lead short, don't get picked off.
Yeah, and that happens even when you have a catcher that they might otherwise run on,
right,
because of the move, because they're gonna take off early, but if they do with Shields, then they're gonna get caught in a rundown.
Yeah, and if you get an aggressive lead with Shields,
yeah,
you know, because that's what makes his move so effective is he does, number one, quick feet, number two, accurate with his throws, but he's not a guy that comes set and then makes his move. He could be on his way to coming set and come over. He just has a lot of different options, and he's worked on it. That's why it's become such a weapon for him.
Nunez walks, so he's at first with 2 outs. Second walk given up by Price. Brett Gardner in the batter's box. This is pitch number 100. Runner goes, pitches a strike, and the throw is not. That's a stolen base for Nunez. 12 steals for Nunez on the season.
No, there should be no wonder what the Yankees' game plan is. Any of their guys that even are marginal runners get on, they're gone. They're gone. They know that Chirinos is a work in progress. He hasn't been behind the plate too much, and you see how everything is just takes a hair long. You know, Girardi, being a former catcher, recognizes that. Tony Pena, his bench coach, you know, sitting over there, recognizes that. They understand catching, they understand footwork, release times, and they are really going after Robinson Chirinos.
And a strike call, 0-2. Well, it's an advantage. I mean, it turns eventually a walk into a double.
Every time. Every time. And you've got two former catchers over there that have a lot of innings logged, that know what to look for with catching, footwork, and everything else. And they see that right now it's not where it should be.
Strike 3 call. Fastball around the knees. Gardner out of there. 7th inning stretch time. It's 2-0 New York.
Special occasion by purchasing a game-used lineup card, a base, baseball, or autographed items from your favorite Rays players. These one-of-a-kind items can be purchased at raysbaseball.com/gameday or at the team store at Tropicana Field.
For the Rays, yes.
No. Go.
Special occasions.
No, let's.
We're moving on.
Let's go baseball.
Okay.
My fault.
Sean Rodriguez will begin the bottom of the 7th. And Brignac and Damon. And here's a bunt, and a pretty good one, but it's going to roll. That's a fair ball. It stayed fair. Rodriguez has himself a bunt hit. Boy, it rolled right down the line. And right on top of it, Ed Rapuano. Girardi wants to have a little conversation. He thinks it was foul. But if it still touches any part of that bag, any part, it's still a fair ball.
Yeah, he was expecting more of this ball. It's rolling so slowly that it's going to hit that third base, hit the bag right here, and pop up in the air. You see this ball. There you go. I mean, a tap and go, baby.
Just a little reverse English just as it got to the bag.
Yeah.
Boy, this guy can really bunt.
I mean, backdoor action.
Yeah. You don't want to play pool with him.
No, you don't.
There is a bunt base hit by Sean Rodriguez.
He could take on the Miz. The Miz. And that woman that can do the stuff. She's good too.
Here's Reed Brignac. There's a foul ball back and out of play by Brignac. Strike 1. Over to first. Rodriguez back in. The Rays with 8 hits now. And for the first time tonight on that great bunt by Rodriguez, they put the leadoff man on. They've had threats with 2 outs consistently, but no runs yet. Brignac pops it up foul. Nunez makes the catch on this one. So Brignac is the first out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Corey Wade, who pitched last night up, the right-hander, and Boone Logan, who was in the game last night, the lefty. Down in the bullpen for Joe Girardi. Now Johnny Damon. Strike one. Well, it turns out to be a real guessing game with Garcia out there.
I mean, he's almost like facing a knuckleball, trying to sit back and wait and see a ball out over the plate that you can handle. He's trying to get you to chase a ball that's moving, darting below the zone. Everything's slow. The occasional fastball, it's in the mid-80s.
This one up and in and off the mid of Russell, but he hustles after it. No advance by Rodriguez.
Well, he wasn't able to advance because he saw Russell Martin coming out of there aggressively. So all of a sudden, you see, he knows Russell Martin's getting ready to throw, so he's got a jab step back towards first base. And once he does that and commits that way, and the ball pops out, it's too late to head to second.
Rodriguez has bunted his way on. He's still at first with one out. Too low. 2-1. Garcia snap throw to first and Rodriguez back in. Garcia also has a homerless streak going on. He has not allowed a home run in close to 46 innings now. He's given up 9 all year. And he has for the season 103 plus innings. And no home runs in 46 innings, close to it. Keeps an eye on Sean Rodriguez. Ground ball down to first. Stopped by Teixeira. Throw to second. Not in time to make a play down there. A diving stop by Teixeira for the out. He had the out at first right in front of him. And then made the throw down to second. But Rodriguez had beaten the play there.
Well, holding the runner on allows him to be that close. And he just smothers that. Tags the bag and fires it down to Jeter, but Sean Rodriguez, of course, hustling, sees the ball on the ground. He's thinking break up a double play, so he's going to go in, make it easily.
Robinson, Chirinos. Chirinos 0 for 3 tonight. It on the ground to third. Nunez cannot come up with it. Rodriguez turns the bag and hangs on at third base. So Nunez going to his left could not field it cleanly. And the Rays inning will continue with men on the corners, and that brings the Yankee manager out of the dugout.
Well, here it is, just a chopper, a couple steps to his left, and Nunez cannot come up with it 3 times. Stick a fork in it.
Well, that's going to be it for Freddie Garcia. Back with a new pitcher in a moment. Got out of a number of situations with men in scoring position. Most of those came with 2 outs, and he leaves here in the 7th inning with 2 outs. 6 2/3, 9 hits. No runs, responsible for 2 men on. He didn't walk anybody and struck out 7. And Casey Kochman will be the hitter on to face the left-handed pitching Boone Logan. 3 hits tonight for Casey.
Yeah, all over the place. Hard back up the middle here. in his second at bat, and then the third, the breaking ball out over the plate. He hammers that down into the left field corner. He just continues to spray the ball around. That's what makes him so effective.
Kochman hitting .286 against left-handed pitching on the year. First and third for the Rays here in the seventh. And the first pitch from Logan is a strike. So again, with 2 outs, the Rays have a man in scoring position. Runners at first and third. Well, they gave Chirinos a hit on that ground ball to third base, but now they've changed it and charged Nunez with an error. Pitch is down. 1-1 the count to Kochman. It's the 13th error charged to Eduardo Nunez. 8 hits allowed by Garcia. Boone Logan to the plate. Kochman, a good look down. 2 balls and a strike. Laid off the slider.
Well, Boone Logan has that sweeping slider that he loves to throw to lefties. That is his primary put-away pitch. He can get the velocity up there. We saw him the other night get it up into the mid-90s. He loves to sweep that slider and get the chase.
And a strike call. Fastball.
And Boone Logan's got that little short arm action too. Just boom, ball just explodes out of his hand right on the outside corner. See why that slider is so effective. You can throw that slider right off of that fastball. Hitters have to respect that fastball, and you get them to commit early to the slider.
He gave it a shot outside with a fastball to run the count full.
This one just a little bit further off, trying to catch Casey Kochman. Easy for me to say, by surprise. Clearly off.
Three balls, 2 strikes. And he hits a ground ball foul. We'll see another 3-2 pitch. Staying alive here.
Yeah, that's all that is. Whatever you've got to do. It's that nasty slider.
The Rays have left men on base in 4 of the previous 6 innings. And in all 4 innings, they had men in scoring position with 2 outs. Same thing in the 7th. 3-2 again. Swing and a miss. Kochman out on strikes. A fastball at 94. The Rays leave 2 on to the 8th. 2-0 New York. Tonight brought to you by your local Southern Ford dealers. By 5-Hour Energy. Fixes tired fast. 1 shot, back to work. Problem solved. And by Subway. Eat fresh. Well, this game, a 2-0 contest. It's been that way since the first. And we head into the 8th tonight from Tropicana Field. David Price has made 102 pitches through 7. 5 strikeouts for David tonight. Couple of walks. The 2 runs came on the Curtis Granderson home run. And here in the 8th, it will be Jeter, Granderson, and Teixeira do. And Jeter did go. That's a strike. Jeter 1 for 3. Rays have action in their bullpen. Pitch is low. 1-1. Dave De La Rosa, who just joined the club yesterday, and he's been quite a story to get to the big leagues. Foul out of play. 1-2 now. Shortstop. Renyak with a toss to first, and that takes care of Jeter. One away in the 8th. It's going to bring Curtis Granderson to the plate. Let's take a look at tonight's Home Depot doing more on defense play. Granderson made that great play off that drive hit by Evan Longoria.
Yeah, he put a charge into it. Thought this had big things written all over it for the Rays, but Granderson following that one. That ball he found and made a nice catch while crashing into the wall.
Yeah, you can find that one. He's had difficulty not only in the one that got away from him last night when he lost it, but 2 or 3 little fly balls tonight have been challenges. That's a strike. It's 1-1. Strike, another fastball there at 95. It's 1-2. Pitch a little close in there at 96 on the gun.
And that can be effective against a hitter, because even though that was a fastball meant to be away, hitter doesn't know that. He thinks you're brushing him back.
Still 2-2 with a foul ball. Another fastball. 2-6-1 for New York. 0-8-0 for the Rays. 2-2 lifted down the right side. That's going to be a foul ball and will be out of play. Joyce hustling over there, but no play. Home run and 2 strikeouts for Granderson, and he's hit by this pitch. A fastball at 95 gets him. He says he's all right, but they're going to look him over. I mean, there's no way that can feel good. Well, after he hit that home run in the first, the Rays decided to try to pitch him in with hard stuff, and that's what they've been doing all night. Well, you talk about having the breath knocked out of you. Yeah, well, they've been pitching him that way all series, and this one just gets away from David Price. No intention, but wow, right in the middle of the number 4. Look at the reaction from David Price from that center field shot. I mean, that just dropped him. Hear that as Granderson immediately dropped to the ground, feeling a little better and fortunate right now. So Granderson hit by the pitch. He's at first with 1 out. Joe Madden to the hill. David Price will depart. The bullpen, they've still been a little limited in the bullpen availability department. Farnsworth unlikely tonight. McGee and Peralta down for the night, and Dave De La Rosa will make his major league debut. 28-year-old right-hander with a good arm. And here's Mark Teixeira. Rays with the shift on, and the first pitch is a fastball for a strike. So he inherits Curtis Granderson at first with 1 away. Granderson hit in the middle of the back by a pitch from David Price. 1 strike.
Well, De La Rosa coming out of the bullpen is well versed in having to control the running game late in the ball game. You got Granderson over there at first base. The Yankees would love to add to this lead. We've already seen their willingness to run on Chirinos. He's picking it up and putting it down, getting rid of that ball quickly to home plate, try to help out his catcher.
Upstairs, De La Rosa, originally signed by the New York Yankees. They released him from the low minors, as did the Milwaukee Brewers organization. Pitched for at least six different independent league teams. 2 balls and a strike to count. Over to first. Granderson back in. He just wasn't having a lot of fun playing the game, being released. He went home a couple times on his own.
It's a good thing he didn't stay at home.
Foul out of play. Well, he at one point went home to try to sell real estate. He said he was happy the economy was so bad that he couldn't sell any because it drove him back to baseball. And here he is making his major league debut at 28. He's got size going for him and a strong arm.
And if you can work that fastball downhill at 6'7", you've seen how effective that is with Jeff Neiman when he's able to do it at 6'8".
And it's a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Well, our reports on him have a good fastball. We've seen 94 so far. He's done a mixture of a curve and a slider and supposedly a split. There goes the runner, and the pitch is foul. Fastball that Teixeira got a little bit of. Well, the Yankees had him in 2002. Later in the draft. Anderson running on the prior 3-2 1-out pitch. There he goes again. A swing and a miss, and the throw down. They're going to get him. He's out at second base. Brignac taking the peg from Chirinos. Strike him out, throw him out, double play to retire the side. We're headed into the bottom of the 8th. Rays still down by a couple. 2-0 ball game. Well, a strike him out, throw him out, double play. The Yankees had gone 10 for 10 in the steal department before the strikeout of Teixeira and then the caught stealing on Granderson. This is our inside look from Toyota.
Well, strike him out, throw him out. Curtis Granderson, the fastball up, that helps out Chirinos coming out of that stance. And then he makes a nice, strong, accurate throw to get Granderson by plenty. That'll hopefully build some confidence in the young catcher.
So De La Rosa gets out of that. Makes his major league debut, gets 2/3 of an inning facing one hitter. That's economy.
Yeah, you can't do it much better than that. That hitter, Mark Teixeira, you're able to strike him out. The catcher helps you out.
Now David Robertson will be the new pitcher for New York. So it's not easy when you get to the back end of their bullpen, as those numbers would certainly indicate.
Yeah, 59 strikeouts in 37 in the 3rd inning.
Evan Longoria takes a fastball upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. Evan to be followed by Matt Joyce and then Upton. Foul back, 1-1. Evans singled in the first, struck out in the 3rd, hit the ball to the wall in center field in the 5th inning, leaving men at 2nd and 3rd when Granderson got back to make the catch. It's high. 2 balls and a strike. So 7 1/3 for David Price. He gave up 2 runs and 6 hits. 2-2 now. 5 strikeouts and 2 walks for Price. Well, I'll tell you, in this stretch here against the Red Sox and the Yankees, the Rays starters in the last 4 games have been very good. It's a foul out of play. Total of 28 1/3 innings over the last 4 games, and an earned run average of just over 190 for the Rays starters. That's a game against Boston and now 3 against New York.
Yeah, you can't ask for anything more than that. I mean, that is just stellar, especially against the competition.
It's a foul ball out of play, holding the count at 2-2. Well, it started with Neiman against Boston, 8 shutout innings of 2-hit baseball. Then Alex Cobb against the Yankees, 2 runs, 1 earned in 6. And Jeremy Hellickson, 7 innings of 2-run baseball last night. Price, 2 runs in 7 1/3 tonight. And the count's going to go 3-2 to Evan Longoria. Swing and a miss. Longoria's out on strikes. Fastball from Robertson. 1 out in the 8th.
Well, this is just a challenge issued here by David Robertson. Full count, fastball right down the middle. Evan Longoria taking an aggressive home run swing, and he just flat out misses it.
Now Matt Joyce 0 for 3. There's a strike. One other note on the Rays starters last night. Hellickson picking up that victory. His 9th win of the year, and he's the only rookie pitcher to beat the Yankees this year. The first rookie pitcher to record a victory over New York this season. 1-1 the count to Matt Joyce. One and 2.
Wow, right down the heart of the plate.
2-2. Rays trying to get something going here against the New York bullpen. Wrap-up game of the series in the homestand tomorrow night. And another great pitching matchup. Strike 3 call. Matt Joyce caught looking. Fastball got him. He's 0 for 4. 4 strikeouts tonight for Joyce.
Well, it took a fastball down the middle for strike 2, and then how about this? Pretty close. 2 fastballs right down the middle. You know, it's one thing to strike out. You miss some pitches, you get caught, but boy, not to even put a swing on 2 4-seamers right down Broadway.
B.J. Upton, and there's a strike over the inside part of the plate. Upton 0 for 3. And a little closer this time. 1-1. strike. 1-2. This is low. 2-2. Two and two now, and a full count. We saw Robertson in the game on Monday for 1 inning, and he picked up 2 strikeouts. Got Damon and Zobrist on strikes in that outing. We recorded strikeouts of Longoria and Joyce tonight. And he's 3-2 with B.J. Upton. Down to third. Nunez across the diamond, and it's a 1-2-3-8. We're headed into the 9th, and it's 2-0 New York.
Inside the Rays, Sunday at 5:30 on Sun Sports.
Head into the top of the 9th inning. The Yankees continue to lead this ball game 2-0. Well, you can get in on the action with exclusive on-field seating in the Papa John's bullpen box. Available dates are going fast, so act now to make your private group reservation behind the Rays bullpen by calling 888-FAN-RAYS or going online at raysbaseball.com.
Robinson Cano leads off the 9th for New York. First pitch is a fastball down. A ball, no strikes. Dane De La Rosa in relief of David Price. De La Rosa got credit for 2/3 of an inning in the 8th. The ground ball right side. Rodriguez with the pickup and throw. 1 away.
Rodriguez almost got his feet tied up there. That ground ball sharply hit by Cano and moving to his right a little bit. His feet got tangled up, so he had to undo that knot and make the throw over to first base. That should get right here. A little boop, boop. Yep. Stay on your feet, son. And make the throw.
Well, he kept that his balance because of that lower body strength and the center of gravity.
And it all comes around.
Nick Swisher hitting from the left side. Pitch is outside. 1-0. One ball, one strike. De La Rosa. He was a Scorpion in Yuma, a Flyer in Orange County, a SEAL in Victoria, a whole armada in Long Beach, and a Blue Crab in Southern Maryland. All of those independent league stops. Two-1 the count. Two and two now. Cano is grounded out. Swisher at the plate with Russell Martin on deck. Count runs to 3-2 on a fastball down. All the scoring in the first inning on one swing of the bat tonight. We're in the 9th now. And Ball 4 is wide. Swisher draws the walk on the errant fastball. Rivera down there in the bullpen for the Yankees. The Rays have Cesar Ramos in their bullpen. Pitch upstairs. 1-0. Two balls, no strikes, and now Hickey heads to the mound. De La Rosa walks Swisher, and really not too close here to Martin on the first two.
Well, tune in Sunday for Inside the Rays featuring pitching all-star James Shields. He has proven to be a true leader for the Rays with his outstanding on-field performance as well as his dedication to the community. Hosted by Todd Callis, it's Inside the Rays, James Shields, Sunday at 5:30 on Sun Sports.
Special look at Wago G.
By TK. Yeah.
Yep.
Boy, that's a star-studded show.
There is ball 3 down. 3-0. So some signs of a little control issue here. And ball 4. So he walks Martin on 4 pitches, back-to-back walks. 2 men on with only 1 out. And Joe Madden trots out of the dugout toward the mound. Back in a moment. Rays make another pitching change. The left-hander Cesar Ramos is pitcher number 3. De La Rosa gets credit for an inning, and he walks 2, leaves with 2 men on. 44th appearance for Ramos. Chris Dickerson, who took over in right field in the 7th, hits here in the 9th. And a swing and a miss on the fastball. Strike 1. Boston won this afternoon in Baltimore. 4-0 win. Little tap back to the mound. Ramos goes to first, going into the runner, and Kochman comes up with that throw.
Yeah, that's a good thing that Casey Kochman is left-handed there, because as a right-hander reaching back like that, that's how you get your wrist broke. That's like, you know, like Albert Pujols. You're reaching back into the runner. He's taking your arm the other way. This ball gets yanked by Ramos. You see he's got to reach and get it out of the way. Boy, a right-hander, very dangerous there.
Now it's Eduardo Nunez.
I mean, as soon as that throw left Ramos' hand, it was just like, ooh, you put a grimace on your face.
Pitch is high to Nunez. 1-0. Well, that's dangerous.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, a bad throw to first. Yeah. I mean, you put your first baseman in peril right there.
And you got a chance to throw the ball down the right field line. I mean, how many times have you seen that? A pitcher that gets paid to just dot from 60 feet 6 inches and all of a sudden has to throw to a base, and they're out of their comfort zone.
Pitch outside. 2-0. Pitch is down. 3 balls and no strikes. Two walks, those men now in scoring position, and a strike call to Nunez. 3-1. You get the idea that Nunez just hates a 3-0 count. He wants to swing the bat so badly. Now it's 3-1.
Which makes it all the more puzzling on how you can get to a 3-0 count against him.
Yes, it does. And he takes that one in there. Now full count. We're in the top of the ninth. The Rays will have Sam Full to lead off the bottom of the ninth. Then Sean Rodriguez and Reed Brignac. 3-2 and a little popper into short right. That's going to fall in front of Joyce. Both men will score, and that makes it 4-0 New York. Nunez dropped it into shallow right center in front of Joyce. The runs charged to De La Rosa, and it's 4-0.
Well, Ramos comes all the way back, and then this pitch right here, Nunez pulls the hands in, doesn't hit that ball very well, but he just drops it out there into right field, right in front of Matt Joyce, and with 2 outs, everybody's running, so they both score. The Yankees double up on that lead.
Now Brett Gardner. And the fastball is hit off the plate to him. Takes off. The pitch is a ball, and there's no throw. So another stolen base for New York in this series. That's the 12th of the year for Nunez.
Well, that wasn't even fair right there. You've got a catcher who we've talked about, Robinson Chirinos, really not even able to make a throw there. There wasn't going to be a play. Cesar Ramos also, look at that. The high leg kick takes a long time to deliver that ball to the plate. That's a bad combination right there. Yankees will run all over that.
And a ground ball back to the hill. Ramos with the underhanded toss to first to retire the side. New York scores 2, 4-0, middle of inning 9. Rivera had gotten warm. Ayala got up for just a short time, but Rivera was already up and warm. So Sam Fuld will be the first man to face Rivera, who's in here with a 4-run lead. And the pitch is a strike. Two. Count still 2 strikes. The Rays down 4-0. They've been shut out 7 times this year. for a foul up the first base side. Actually, the Rays have been shut out 9 times. They've thrown 7 shutouts. And there's a strike call to start the bottom of the 9th. And that's the 10th strikeout for New York pitching.
Now this is the backdoor cutter. This is very much a borderline pitch. How about out of the zone? That ball looked shaky at best, but Rivera gets the benefit of the call. You know, that's the one thing that's a little bit disconcerting about this Rays offense. We've talked about how it struggles, how it needs to do the little things correctly, move runners, productive at-bats. But when you have a lineup that's not that powerful, not going to hit a lot of home runs.
Rodriguez bouncing one slowly to short. Jeter's throw to first is in time. 2 gone.
You know, doesn't have the slugging ability. You cannot continue to approach or go over double-digit strikeouts every night. You give a team, 3 2/3, 3 1/3 innings worth of outs without putting the ball in play. That's tough. That's tough to score anything.
Well, it prevents you from doing the things that you have to do if your team's going to be built on pitching and defense. Offensively, you're going to have to move runners, bunt them over, and do the finer things offensively.
Yeah.
And you don't get the opportunity to do that if you're striking out as much as this team has struck out. Here's Reed Brignac. The pitch is a strike. Down 0-2. Well, the Rays were shut out 1-0 in that 16-inning game against Boston. On the verge of being shut out tonight, and Brignac strikes out. This game is over. 1-2-3 go the Rays in the bottom of the 9th. Garcia is going to get the win. He's 8-7. Price, the losing pitcher, he's now 9-8. And our Miller Lite tastes great in this moment. Came back in the first inning of this game with Jeter at first. Curtis Granderson hit a 1-2 pitch into the seats in right field. That gave New York a 2-0 lead. It was 2-0 until the 9th when they added 2 more. And it's a 4-0 final as the New York Yankees have taken 2 of the first 3 games in this series. So the Rays now 2-4 on the homestand. We'll meet New York tomorrow night here. Our coverage begins at 6:30. It will be Shields and Sabathia, the pitching matchup. Now for Brian Anderson and Todd Callis, this is Dwayne Statz. Hope you've enjoyed the telecast and not the outcome. Again, 4-0 New York over the Rays. We'll see you next on Rays Live, the postgame.